What is up, guys? Sean Flac 2.0 coming from the automobile. I am driving to work. Yes, I am one of those working vloggers. So you got to kind of video wherever you get a chance. This year for the channel, we are going to be focusing on fitness along with being a parent. Being that that dad life, about that dad life hashtag, and of course, us having kids, being fathers or being providers. We always talk about we need to work hard to provide. Well, we got to remember to work on ourselves so that we could be around longer to provide and in good health. So this year we are going to be focusing on health and wellness and being fit. And can a big guy be fit? Yes, I believe so. Like, sometimes you are just built the way you are, but that doesn't mean you can't be fit as well. And then hopefully the idea is to push through that wall and of course lose the weight and be more mobile and being able to do more things with the kids and stuff like that. So without further ado, we're going to be talking about some apps that we went over. So we started this Fat Guy Fitness Club, and then we were like, okay, well, how are we going to keep each other motivated? How are we going to keep each other accountable for what we're going to do? So some of us had Apple, some of us had Samsung and or Galaxy phones, and we kind of decided that we want to do a third party, Fitbit. And so far we've been working with Fitbit for the last week. It's worked really well, and in this video today I just want to talk about the 3 different apps that we looked at, and then of course why we went with Fitbit. So today we're going to look at S Health, we're going to look at Apple Health, and of course we're going to take a look at Fitbit. And again, each one has its pros and its cons, and hopefully I'll be able to go over most of them, so that gives you a good idea of what app you would want to use. And yeah, we'll just kind of take it from there. So without further ado, let's get this video started. Alright, so let's first look at S Health. So what I love about S Health is it's an all-in-one deal. You're not looking at any other third-party apps. You're using this one app to input everything and track everything. The downside to S Health is not that many people use S Health or on the S Health network. So when you try to go to Together and try to make challenges with friends, there's not necessarily anybody out there that uses S Health. It's not as so commonly used. So that's the downside with that. The plus side of that, again, Samsung did a great job over the years making S Health more user-friendly, more intuitive, and again, all in one. You don't need any additional apps. Next, we're going to take a look at Apple Health. Now, Apple Health is basically just a dashboard. Now, it requires other apps in order to feed into it. So that would include stuff like Nike Run Plus, or if you're using MyFitnessPal to track your food, you would have to download all those different apps and run maybe 3 or 4 apps in order to get everything into your Apple Health. So let's see, you have MyFitnessPal's in here. Yum. MyFitnessPal is the only one that I've seen and I actually use, so that was pretty cool. Other than that, in order for you to do the challenges and stuff like that and get more use out of Apple Health, it would require you to get an Apple Watch. The other downside to it is the fact that it's proprietary to Apple devices only. So it wasn't really going to help out being in a group if not everybody either had S Health or Samsung or Galaxy devices or just Apple devices. So we wanted to make sure that we decided to choose a program that would work for both operating systems. Now, one thing I would like to point out about proprietariness, is that even a word? Is that S Health actually, if you notice, this is a LG, so it's not necessarily on a Samsung device. So they did come out with just different Android versions of. So if you have Android, you could get S Health. But just recently, if you had one of their trackers, if you had a Gear Fit or a Gear S2 or an S3, Samsung actually made an app that you could use those fitness trackers with this phone. So the smartwatch features with the Apple device. And just to give you a quick glance, this is what Apple or S Health looks on an Apple device. So it's a whole lot more bogged down. You're gonna notice, like, tracks sleep, I guess. Right now it's like uploading with my Gear Fit as we speak. So let's take a look and let it sink and see what's going on. So I'm actually one of those folks that went from Samsung to Apple because of the Note 7 debacle. I did have a Note 7. I did have to return it, but I did get a Gear Fit 2 as a pre-order present or whatever you want to call it. So I still have it. So it was sitting in the box until they actually came out with this app just recently. Obviously it's taken forever, but just real quickly to look at them. It has how many floors you've gone, water, caffeine intake, sleep, obviously the heart rate monitor, and then that's about it, and all the different exercises. So it's not as intuitive as this. Is like, you know, blood glucose, food intake, SpO2, stress, or weight. You don't enter that in this app. That is the one that they made for the Apple device. So yeah, the cool part was the fact that Samsung actually went cross-platform in order for their devices to work on Apple, but at the same time, a very watered-down experience, to say the least. But not least, we're going to talk about Fitbit. Just a quick bullet points on a bunch of things. Fitbit, really easy dashboard to use. Cross-platform, so there's app for both Android and Apple. The community is huge. So I have my own challenge for myself, and then I got part of 2 different groups to push myself as far as steps. There's a lot of people that had Fitbit that I didn't even know had Fitbit. So again, the community is huge. With the Fitbit app, you could use it by itself just to track basic stuff, which right now I'm not using a tracker with it, so this is what your basic screen looks like. It does hook up to MyFitnessPal, so that's the app that we're using in order to track all of our food intake. Also, in the app, you could shop Fitbit, and if you'll notice, the Fitbit trackers aren't as expensive as any like an Apple Watch or a Gear S3. So you still get the same functionalities of a smartwatch, a little bit not as in depth or as intricate or whatever, but I mean they do get the smartwatch feel as far as notifications and telephone calls and things like that. But their cheapest one's going to be $100. The most expensive is going to be $249, and as you know, the entry level Apple Watch is $269, and that's if you want Generation 1. Generation 2 at this time, I believe, is $369, and then if you want a Gear S3 watch, the newest one starts off at $399. So if you think about those fitness trackers / smartwatches, $200 for a Blaze, or even $250 for their high-end fitness super smartwatch. If I could get this in, there you go, in focus. Those actually aren't as expensive. Again, a very nice app, something that we decided to go with for our group. Hope you liked the video. Again, just some bullet points with Fitbit. Can't really say too much. Excuse me. Can't say too many negative things about it. Again, it's very simple to use, cross-platform. The trackers are inexpensive. The main thing was being able to hook up with both the Apple iOS or Android operating systems, so that if we decide to expand our group, we could do it without any, oh, well, what do you have? Oh, you need to get an Apple or you need to get a Samsung or whatever. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And just some quick points about some of the apps that we're using. Again, S-Health, great because it was an all-in-one. Apple, it was great too because of the fact that if you use other apps in order to get all your tracking and stuff done, you were able to do that, like MyFitnessPal or Nike Run Club. And then of course Samsung Health or S Health, they did come out with the app for the Apple, so that was actually pretty cool. But again, we decided to go with Fitbit, again, for the reasons, the fact that it wasn't necessarily proprietary, big community, really inexpensive trackers, and then or you could just use the app by itself. Anyway, we'll see you in the next video, and thank you for watching.